it, YouTube fight fans all over the world. It's your boy, the realest of the real talk boxing. Yeah, I said it. Back at you again. We jumping right back on Jake Paul. I don't care. Jake is making some pretty bold statements. Some pretty bold opinions concerning Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. Now, I'm just gonna quote what Jake said. Jake said, "Listen, Conor, you should have took the $50 million. You should have took it. But instead, you chose to fight Poirier. Now, I offered you 50, you got paid 10 million and some change to fight Poirier, and you lost. Not only did you lose, you got knocked spark out." Jake says the most embarrassing loss in your career. Should have took the fight with Jake Paul, he says. And not only that, he says, should you lose to Poirier again, because it's going to be a trilogy match, right? They're fighting for a third time, right? Should you lose again, then I, meaning Jake Paul, am going to want to fight Poirier. And you, Conor McGregor, are going to have to start getting some wins in your sport before you even think about having a fight with me. Ooh, very bold. Very bold for Jake Paul to say, but I'm not finished. Then Jake Paul goes to say, Conor McGregor, I, Jake Paul, am now your big money fight. Woo, there's some big words. Some big words coming from Jake Paul. We don't know why. Well, I mean, Dana White, more than likely, is the reason why Conor didn't take the fight. 50 mil. But now, I mean, listen, Jake is very, very good at turning things around. You know, and he's very, very good at taking advantage of a situation and turning it into something that seems like he's the A-side. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Should he have fought Conor McGregor instead of Poirier? I gave the fight 50-50. At first, I was saying that Conor McGregor was going to knock Jake Paul spark out, but I don't know. I don't know, especially after the loss against Poirier. I mean, I don't know. I give it a 50-50 shot. But what is kind of surprising to me is that Jake would say, hey, Poirier, you know, I want you if you beat him again. Listen, Poirier ain't no joke. Poirier has wins over McGregor, Howard. Who's that dude's name? You know, the dude that was fighting and turned to the camera and said, I'm the best boxer in the UFC. Yeah, I don't know UFC fighters, but he beat him. Not once, but twice. You understand? Lost against McGregor in their first fight, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. I watched that fight, and I don't know, man. Poirier looked like Poirier took a dive, in my opinion. It's just, I don't know. But, I mean, I don't know anything about UFC, but Poirier ain't no joke, man. He's no joke. He has some good stand-up. But the dude's only 155, 160 pounds. Jake's 200. You know, 195. Like, now the height and reach and size advantage would be to Jake. But then again, we're talking about Dustin Poirier. Okay? And we're talking about Conor McGregor. These guys are like elite, top tier UFC fighters who do have stand-up. But like, how would they stand up against Jake Paul? Or should you say, how would Jake Paul stand up against them? Because, I mean, I really don't know what to say or what to think when it comes to fights like this. I mean, Jake is improving, you know, despite the silly things he says and does. And Poirier even said, I would get him out of there inside of 3 rounds. If I couldn't get Jake out of there inside of 3 rounds, then I couldn't call myself a true fighter. And he says if Poirier says if Ben Askren doesn't get rid of Jake Paul inside of 3 rounds, then he can't call himself a fighter either. Now let's just be honest. We all know, we all pretty much know what's going to happen come April 17th. Because I'm going to be there live. Not only live stream, baby. I'm going to be covering the fight. And I'm pulling from my man, Benny Boy. I got my shirt ordered. I'm even going to order me a little curly wig I'm going to wear on the night of the fight. And I'm going to be pro Ben Askren, even though I think he's going to get his lunch money taken. I'm still wanting him to win. I might even bet. I might even put $50, $100 on Askren. Because if he wins, then, well, that's a pocket full of money. You put $5 on Ben to win, you're going to come out like a fat cat. Because everybody is expecting Jake Paul to beat the brakes off of him, right? But is there some truth to what Jake Paul is saying about Conor McGregor? Is now Jake Paul the big money fight for Conor? Because he got 10 mil and some change. Now, I mean, he's talking like that ain't no money. Woo, I would love to have 10 million. That's 2 lifetimes for me. Small country boy like me who's not a big spender. You understand what I'm saying? So, but I don't know, in some way, shape, or form, he's not going to get a 50 million fighting another UFC fighter. I don't care who it is. He's not getting 50 mil. Would he get 50 mil fighting Floyd again? Yeah. Would he get 50 mil fighting Manny Pacquiao? Yeah. But it's highly unlikely that he would fight Manny Pacquiao. But I'm pretty sure Conor McGregor and Mayweather would gladly do it again. But, you know, it's just better when both fighters are on the top of their game. Like right now, Jake's on the top of his game. But Jake's not fought any real fighters yet. And he's not going to get any recognition after he beats the brace off Ben, because all they're going to say is he's a wrestler. He has no stand-up. But then again, Jake can say, hey, but he's a legitimate fighter. Like I said, he's very, very good at taking situations and turning it over into his favor. So you can say, oh, man, he still ain't fought nobody. But, hey, man, this dude's, he's a world-class wrestler. And he was a UFC fighter at one point in time in his life. So, I mean, but come on. It's like, I don't know, man. It's bittersweet. I don't know. But as far as Ben goes, Ben's losing, in my opinion. But I'm going to be rooting for him. You understand me? And I'm going to be decked out in Ben Askren attire on the night of the fight. And if he wins, I'll lose my mind. If he wins, I will get on the top of my head and spin on my head like I used to do when I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? I will, at least I'm going to try. But he does have some kind of, there's some kind of truth to what he's saying about Conor. I mean, I would have taken a fight, but I believe it was Dana White saying to Conor, no, you're not taking this fight. Because there is a chance that Conor, if should he have taken that fight with Jake, he might have got made look bad. And how would that make the UFC look if a freaking YouTuber beat one of their top tier fighters? Like, you know, just, it makes too much sense for Dana White to say, shut up, fight Poirier. And if you lose against Poirier, at least it's against a fighter and not a YouTuber. Do you agree with that? Some of y'all may not. But Poirier. Now, Jake's talking about Poirier. If you beat him again, Poirier, I want to fight you. I mean, it's going to be a huge size advantage, but then again, size doesn't always matter. It's all about skills, baby. It's all about skills. But if you're a big dude with some kind of skills, then it matters. Then it matters. But hey, man, he's being very, very bold in his statements and his opinion. I'm not mad at him about it. Some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't. But I want to know what you think. Does it make sense? Is it crazy? Is he justified in what he's saying? All you got to do is comment down below, let your boy Real Talk know. As always, respect all. Fear none. God bless. Till the next time, Real Talk Boxing. Yeah, we up and we out here, baby. Peace.